All right, here we are with our maths activity. I'm really excited about this one. You will see that you have two worksheets for maths. You have 5A and then you have 5B. Good. So first thing we do is we write our name. Luckily, they give us a space for that on both papers. All right. Once you've done that, you can meet me here. I'm going to do 5A with you entirely, and then 5B I'm leaving up to you, okay? So let's take a look. I marked a lot of your regrouping from last week, and you are not showing me the process, which is fine if you get to the right answer, but I would like to see exactly what you are doing to get to the correct answer. So this paper says subtraction detective with regrouping. The directions: solve each subtraction problem. Place the letter from the subtraction problem on the line matching its answer. You have to solve the riddle. The riddle is, what is black, white, and red all over? So that is what we want to find out. So we need to start with A. Don't worry about these numbers yet. I will show you now. These are the answers, just so by the way. So the answer for A means, let's say the answer for A is 217. We will write A in at the bottom. But let's first do our sums. So when we do our regrouping, it's always, for me, easier to put them in their houses. Then I immediately know who is borrowing from who is lending what to who, that type of thing. So we start with our units because on Place Value Street we walk from right to left. So 4 minus 7, can we say 4 minus 7? No, because if I only have 4 sweets, I cannot give you 7 of them. So we have to go borrow. Once we've borrowed from the 2, it becomes 1 less. So the 2 becomes a 1. I'm just going to write a small there at the top. And it gives a 10 to our units. Now it's 14 minus 7, and the answer will be 7. 1 minus 0 gives me 1. 3 minus 1 gives me 2. Oh, it actually is. So we know our answer is 217. So all of the numbers here at the bottom that say 217 needs to get the letter A. Here's 1, so that's A. Oh, there is no other 217. Okay, so we've started with our riddle. Next one. 8 minus 5 gives me, we don't need to go borrow grade 2 because 8 is bigger than 5. Sorry, I forgot the houses. Because 8 is bigger than 5, we always start with our units. So 3. 4 minus 5, we cannot do that, so we have to go borrow. The 7 becomes 1 less because it gave a 10 to the 4. Now 14 minus 5 gives me, if you said 9, that is correct. 6 minus 2 gives me, if you said 4, that is correct. Now, our answer is 493, and we are dealing with the N. So all of the numbers at the bottom that say 493 need to be the letter N. So let's take a look. Here's a 493, N. Here's a 493, N. Here's another 493, which will be my N. And there's one more 493, which is an N. Good. We're getting somewhere. Next sum. 2 minus 8. Can we say 2 minus 8? No, we cannot, so we go borrow. The 8 in the 10's house becomes 1 less. I'm just going to write the 7 small here on top because it lends a 10 to its neighbor. Now 12 minus 8. This is where I was talking about the bonds in some video. I can't even remember which one. I talked to you guys about you not being completely clear on your bonds. And that's because sometimes when it says 12 minus 8, you guys give me answers like 9 or 7. 12 minus 8. Remember, if you are struggling and you can't immediately remember, you can either take your ruler, hold on, and use it as a number line. So if I have my ruler, I would actually recommend that you do this. If you're not immediately sure what 12 minus 8 is, use your ruler. Go to 12. We are minusing, so we're going to the smaller numbers. Let me just hold it in this way. Then we go minus 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And my answer is 4. Now 7 minus 4, you should know that that's 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. So our answer is 334. Now all of the numbers at the bottom that say 334, we need to write the letter B. So 334 is B. And that's the only one. Cool. Let's move on to the next one. Put them in our houses. Start with our units. 7 minus 2 gives me 5. 8 minus 9. 8 is smaller than 9. So this 8 will need to go borrow from the neighbor. This 9 becomes 1 less because it's giving a 10 to its neighbor. Now it's 18 minus 9. Here I'm also getting some strange answers. Think about halving and doubling. If we half 18, we get to 9. But otherwise, use your ruler. 18 minus 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My answer is 9. Because 9 plus 9 gives me 18. 8 minus 2 gives me 6. So my answer is 695. Now we know all of the numbers at the bottom that have 695 need to have the letter P. So this is a P, 695. And that's it. Let's move on to our next line. Put them in the houses. 9 minus 3 is 6. 5 minus 7 we cannot do because 5 is less than 7, so we go borrow. The number that we borrow from becomes 1 less because we give a 10 to our neighbor. 15 minus 7. Again, if you cannot immediately think about what the answer is, go to your ruler. 15 minus 7. Minus means we're going smaller. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We landed on 8. So 15 minus 7 is 8. 3 minus 1 is 2. Now all of the numbers at the bottom that say 286 must be a S. So let's take a look. 286. S. And that's it. Cool. Now we move on to the next one. Put them in our houses. It's important, grade 2. I've said this a bajillion times before. Just so by the way, that's not a real number. But I've said this a lot of times before in class. Maths is a step-by-step process. If you do not follow everything step by step, actually a lot of things in life are that way, just so by the way. If you do not follow things step by step, you might get lost somewhere in the middle. So for example, first write them in your houses. Then you should know. We start with our units. 4 minus 6, we cannot say that because 4 is less than 6, so we go borrow from our neighbor. This number becomes 1 less, so it's 3, because it gives a 10 to its neighbor. 14 minus 6. If you do not know the answer out of your head immediately, go to your ruler. 14 minus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We landed on 8, so our answer is 8. 3 minus 2 is 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. Now, all of the numbers at the bottom that are 418 need to get the letter A. So, this is an A because it's 418. 418 gives me A. 418 gives me A. I think I know the answer and it's really cute. Okay. Next one, put them in our houses. Start with our units. 7 minus 3 is 4. 2 minus 4, we cannot say because 2 is smaller, so we go borrow. The number that we borrow from becomes 1 less. We add a 10 because it's giving that 10 to the neighbor. 12 minus 4 is 8. 7 minus 3 is 4. So any number at the bottom that says 484 needs to be a r. So here we go. That's a r. And that will be the only one. Next one. Houses. Start with our units. 5 minus 8 we cannot say because 5 is less than 8. So we go borrow. This number becomes 1 less because it's giving a 10 to its neighbor. 15 minus 8 gives me 7. Now I need to think if I'm right. Oh my word. No, I am right. Okay, because 15 minus 8, we start at 15, we count backwards 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Landed on 7. 8 minus 2 is 6. 3 minus 1 is 2. So any number at the bottom that says 267 needs to be an A. So let's look for 267. Here we go. That's an A. And that's it. Next one. Houses. Start with units. 9 minus 1 is 8. 2 minus 5 we cannot say because 2 is smaller than 5. So we borrow. The 7 that we are borrowing from becomes 1 less because it gives a 10 to its neighbor. 12 minus 5 gives me... I need to know this. I don't know why my brain is blanking. And then 6 minus 4 gives me 2. So my answer is 278. So any number at the bottom that says 278 needs to get a T. Here I see 278, so that is a T. Next one. Put them in their houses. We start with our units. 2 minus 8 we cannot say because 2 is smaller than 8. So we go borrow from our neighbor, which becomes a 0. Okay, because we took the only one that was there and we gave it to the neighbor. 12 minus 8 is 4. 0 minus 0 is 0. 9 minus 2 is 7. So any number at the bottom that says 704 needs to be a G. Here we go. G. Oh, ow. Okay. This one. Put them in our houses. 9 minus 4 is 5. 2 minus 4 we cannot say because 2 is smaller than 4. We go borrow. The 6 becomes 1 less because it gave a 10 to its neighbor. 12 minus 4 is 8. 5 minus 2 is 3. So any number at the bottom that says 385 must be an E. And then the last one is for the exclamation mark. 5 minus 7 cannot say that because 5 is less than 7, so we go borrow. Once we borrow from the 6, it becomes 1 less because it gives a 10 to its neighbor. 15 minus 7 is 8. 5 minus 2 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. Any number that is 138 must get an exclamation mark, and this is the one. We have solved our riddle, and the answer is, what is black, white, and red all over? A sunburnt penguin. I get it. It's a joke. The penguin was sunburnt. Penguins are black and white. And now it's red. That's very cute. Okay. So, this one. Sorry. I'm leaving up to you. It says, you need to do exactly the same. But your riddle this time is, what 2 things can you not have for breakfast? You need to go figure out the answers by solving all of the problems at the top. Once you are finished and you have solved the riddle, you can either have mommy or daddy send me a message with the answer. You can send me a voice note with the answer. Whatever you feel like doing. It's not necessary, it's not compulsory, you don't have to do it, but I would like to hear what answers you guys had. Okay, so go solve this exactly the same way as we did the first page. and send me your answer of what 2 things you cannot have for breakfast.